Hello guys, welcome back to our second video. This is Match Live, and of course we are just getting started. The channel is hot off the press, and it's only through your likes, shares and subscriptions that we can grow to massive numbers. So as I had promised you, this is the video on the Chelsea's takeover, everything you need to know about the bidders, the preferred bidders. We're also talking about the minimum amounts that every bidder must offer to be for him to be considered serious. So the takeover is something very crucial, and Chelsea Football Club can't risk making any mistake, because by doing so it would mean that any decision that will be made in the future will be subject to approval by the new owner, because the board will be selected or appointed by the new owner. And so any decisions in transfers, in stadium development, or in anything relating to the club will be made by the new owners. So Roman Abramovich wants to leave Chelsea in safe hands, and that is why the process is taking a lot of time, because they have to vet all the bidders and come up with the right choice. So there has been a variety of bidders or people who have been salivating for this club, ranging from Saudi Arabian media, Todd-Boehly led consortium, Jim Ratcliffe, but finally the race is between Todd-Boehly led consortium and Jim Ratcliffe. Yes. So we need to get a lowdown of each one of them, what they own, their net worth, what they are known for, because you just can't bid for a big club like Chelsea when you have no history of managing other assets, other investments. So we also need to know at the end of it all who is likely to win the race. So the first one is Jim Ratcliffe, the man you see on your screen. And growing up, he was a Manchester United fan. Yes, you heard it right. He was a Manchester United fan growing up. But currently, he is one of the bidder. He's one of the preferred bidder for this for Chelsea Football Club. And he's ready to splash 4.5 billion euros. Yes, 4.5 billion euros, which comprises of 1.7 billion investment in the club over 10 years. When I talk about this, I mean 4.25 billion euros is the whole amount. In it, there is 1.75 billion euros, which is an investment that will go to the women's team, the youth team, the stadium, and the training facilities. That is one of the requirements for the bidders. That is one thing that every bidder must meet. At least 1 billion investment in the club that will be spread over 10 years. This is not something that this is not a bid that will be made at this point. It will be spread over 10 years in stadium development, in investing into the women's team, in transfers, into the youth team and training facilities. On top of that, he's ready to offer 2.5 billion euros to a charitable trust, as it was revealed by Roman Abramovich. The dues from the club, the money that will be made from the sale of the club, Roman Abramovich is not willing to benefit from it. So the 2.5 billion euros is to be offered to a charitable trust in Ukraine, that is to help the victims of the war in Ukraine. So one obstacle that stands on the way of Ratcliffe is the fact that he made a late offer. When he made his offer, the process was on the deadline. I mean, it was really close to being closed down. So Rain Globe, the bank in charge of the sale, has informed him to forget about it, to forget about a potential takeover. But he's not giving up. He's ready to offer what is needed. But at the end of it all, it seems quite unlikely for him to win the race. And here comes the preferred bidder. His name is Todd-Boehly. He's the leader of a Todd-Boehly consortium. When you talk about a consortium, we mean an investment group, which in it there are other smaller group's investment firms. So, as reported by the Telegraph Football and Matt Lowe, who is a journalist close to Chelsea Football Club, Todd-Boehly made a 3.5 billion offer, and I'll be clarifying on it because it is not an offer which is based on him as a person, only because it is a consortium. Each of the investment groups inside this consortium has made or owns a certain percentage of the offer. So, as a person, Todd-Boehly has a net worth of 4.4 billion euros. That is 4.4 billion dollars. He is the co-owner of Los Angeles Dodgers in USA and has another investment which is Fortnite, a video game. A video game known as Fortnite is one of his investments. So the consortium has offered 3.5 billion euros, in which each of the firms inside this, or which is part of the consortium, has a certain share. For example, Clearlake Capital, which is a private investment firm based in the US, has, if the deal goes through, they will have the right to own 50% of the shares at Chelsea. That is, half the shares at Chelsea will be owned by the Clearlake Capital if the deal goes through. So this is the only firm whose percentage of the shares is known. But there is another Swiss billionaire who is also part of the consortium. His name is Hans-Joachim Weiss. He was the first person who announced that Roman Abramovich was selling the club. So the question you are asking is, why is this bid the favorite? The reason is that the bid is being backed by some of the huge supporters, big Chelsea supporters such as Danny Filkenstein. We're also talking about Barbara Charon, who is a marketing executive. Another reason why they are the favorites is because they have shown commitment towards this club for a long time. In 2018 or 2019, they made a 2.2 billion offer for this club, but at that time the club was not for sale. So they have shown commitment over the years. So that's why they are being considered as the favorites. So the government has set a deadline of May 31st for the takeover to be complete, failure to which Chelsea might be expelled from the Premier League, as reported by Daily Mail UK. I don't know how credible that is, but one thing I'm sure is that there is a deadline of May 31st for the takeover to be complete. And then all we have discussed is subject to approval by the Premier League and the UK government, which will be handling the money from the sale, and of course issue an operating license to Chelsea Football Club, so that they can, which will mean they will be free from any sanctions and restrictions they have been put under in the past. So from there, Chelsea will be able to renew the players' contracts. Remember, they just lost Rudiger due to the delays of the sale of the club. They'll also be able to sign and sell players in the summer if they want to. And also they'll be able to sell tickets to non-season ticket holders. Remember, previously they were restricted from doing so. So guys, that is it. Let me know your reactions. Who do you prefer to take over Chelsea? And after the takeover, which players are you looking forward to seeing wearing the blue jersey in the summer? Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Turn on the notification bell so that every time I drop a video like this one, you will be the first one to get notified. Let's meet in the next video. Meanwhile, keep spreading the gospel of much life to your friends.